Jay Snip, it's so good to see you. How are you, man?
Good. Been having a lot of things going on over here. Just busy stuff. But
Yeah, I am too. Some of our people commenting on our YouTube channel said, "Hey, how come you don't talk to Jay Snip anymore? We miss you talking to Jay Snip." So I said, "Yeah, let's do it." Oh, somebody's
we
calling.
have had a few conversations in email and other ways that we just haven't been public about it.
Let me turn my phone off. I'm so sorry.
That's all right.
I'm in a video meeting. I'll call you later. Yeah, I had my iPhone turned off, but not that. So, we first talked about a year ago. If you remember the first time you had me on, and I was new to cryptos then, and we talked about two cryptos, Theta and something that I saw with a DNA. So let's talk about those a bit. And for the people watching this video, Jay Snip graciously sent me a little bit of Theta and would not accept any money for it. He sent me this. Oh. He sent me a Nano S wallet, and then he put something in it for me. Nice guy.
That's a big 10-4.
I appreciate that. And I bought some more on my own. So Theta's looking pretty good, isn't it?
It is. It's interesting because I keep telling people, I'm like, look, I know we've been in a bear market, but out of all the coins that had all-time highs and then came down, many are way beyond like halfway, like just multiples down from their highs. And here Theta is actually above the price we paid to get in this thing at 12.5 cents. When I first gave that out, I'm like, hey, it's about 12.5 cents. I'm jumping in. And I bought a bunch there at 13.2, I think, and then 11.9.
Yeah.
And even higher way after that. But it's interesting to see that happening when the rest of the market really hasn't done that. So it's kind of exciting. But of course, we want some big prices, like
Yeah. We want the home run. Oh, by the way, let me tell people that I'm gonna speculate on something with Silver and JP Morgan, and we'll get to that. We want to play around with some other things. So that'll be in about 5 or 10 minutes, 10 or 15 minutes. So yeah, Theta, I bought some more. Thank you for sending me some. And I'm buying some in anticipation of the mainnet launch, because they're gonna dump us a bunch of Theta. What's it called?
fuel.
Theta fuel.
Theta fuel. Yep.
So it's a good time to get it into the Theta wallet and buy some more.
Yeah, I think Binance is saying they're trying to get their exchange to where if you do have your coins there, it'll do the swap for you. But even if they get it done in time, I'm just the kind of guy, I don't like leaving my stuff elsewhere if I can help it. I'd rather have my own wallet with my Theta on my own wallet, whether that's my phone or whatever. So that's what I've done. I've moved mine over, got my seed phrases, got my password, my PIN code, all that, and I don't want to put it on an exchange.
Yeah. Do you have one of the new blues? I just got one.
No.
Ledger Blue.
Oh,
it's got a touch screen. I'm not going to turn it on, but it's like, instead of going through those little buttons, it has a touch screen for it's a lot better, and you can put more wallets on it. That's the problem with the Nano S, is you put 4 wallets on it and it's full.
Yeah. How much does that thing run?
It runs great. I like it.
I mean, like price wise, how's it run?
Oh, I got it on Amazon for about a $139. I think they're $250, but they had a special on them, and I snapped one up, and it's not available anymore. But if you watch Amazon, you might get one at a good price. So I'm going to give this one to my wife, who's going to be handling a lot of my cryptos. The other thing we looked at that we talked about that year was, I said I saw a DNA symbol, and I don't want to say which one this is, but we just remote viewed something that has to do with DNA, and it was a mind-blowing remote viewing session, and we're going to put that up on our Patreon thing. So that'll be worth looking at. Some people had asked about that, and
is that the one you think you saw back then?
Yeah, and it looks interesting. So we'll have more on that. I'm sorry we're promoting the Patreon channel here, but
Well, that's all right. Now, I mean, from a while back when you initially got the DNA strand, do you think whatever you just saw recently was that one back then?
Yes, I know it was because I was tasked a target. Okay, I looked at that and we said, oh, it's something to do with DNA. And the people in our company that task me, the taskers, keep me in the blind. So they gave me a target ID that was just a set of numbers, like 4137-8961. I didn't know what it was, and I started seeing really interesting stuff with human use, development, and just it really went deep. I was going, God, this one's real interesting. And then I found out it was something to do with that Theta coin. So that'll be an interesting report that we have out. There's one I can.
You said that Theta coin. Did you mean Theta coin?
No, not Theta. It's something to do with DNA.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I kind of let this one slip. I told you about it, which was HDAC.
Yeah.
And we have a report on that. That's really interesting because that is Hyundai and IBM. And I know Michelle White Dove in her report wasn't too enthusiastic about that. She didn't recommend it.
Yeah. And the thing is, I remember they reached, I don't know if it was them or someone that worked with them or whatever, but they reached out to me a while back. I think it was sometime in 2018, early. And they were asking if I'd do a promotional review. And I'm like, well, let me look at this thing, And I'm like, it actually seems pretty decent. I said, I think I will. But I said, before I do it, are Americans going to be allowed to get in the ICO? And they said, no, we're going to do KYC. And no, they won't. And I said, okay, you do realize I'm an American and like 90% of my audience is American. Yep. It's okay though. We still will let you, we still pay you to do it. And I said, all right. It looked decent for what they're doing. I seen the guy's connection to Hyundai. It's like the kid that created the HDAC is related to, someone over at Hyundai way high up. And I thought this could go somewhere. But so I told him I would do it. And I told everybody, hey, this is a promotional thing. I'm like, by the way, Americans, you can't even get into this thing, but I'll go ahead and promote it anyways,
Well, we didn't get contacted by the company. We didn't get paid. So it's not a promotional thing, but we did a remote viewing that is just been published on our Patreon site, which is pretty interesting. That's worth looking at. But I'll tell you that, let me enter my PIN code here. So I'm going to show you my HDAC wallet. Is that a bad idea? I can show my wallet, right? Show what's in it.
Go ahead. You can always edit it out later if it shows something you don't want to see.
I bought 300,000 of them. So I put my money where my mouth is. We don't offer investment advice, but based on our remote viewing, based on my own remote viewing and what we found out in our company, I bought a bunch of it. My wife was saying, buy more, buy 1 million of them. So yeah, I bought some HDAC.
Well, and let's be clear too, whether someone's psychic or not, nobody ever gets that stuff 100%. They're going to miss things. And this could be one that Michelle maybe thought was just going to be okay. It does really, really good.
Well, it was a pain in the butt for me to get that. It took me 2 days to figure out an exchange because in Hawaii, a lot of the exchanges are not allowed. So I had to go through an exchange in China, which was very daunting, sending all my stuff by box. But they weren't bad. I had a problem with one thing and they answered my email within like minutes. So yeah, I did it. All right, let's get into speculation here. Just have some fun. I was talking with someone in politics, and this is no one involved in our company, no one that I believe has any information that's any more valuable than anyone else. But he said, he knows I'm into cryptos. And he said, I've heard that when Trump wins his second term, he's going to do something with the currency. One of two things. One thing is he might issue a gold-backed currency. And I said, not a chance. Not that just won't happen. Last 3 people who tried that were JFK, Muammar Gaddafi, Saddam Hussein. What happened to them? So what do you think about Trump?
I know he's a big gold guy, and I always thought at some point maybe he would do that. But, again, I just read the White Dove report too, and she's like, not any time in the foreseeable future is that going to happen. And the thing is, he be in a position where he says, why do that? We've got the Federal Reserve set up the way the club set it up. Now they could do whatever they want with it, but now that I'm in power, well, I'm just going to use their tools because I can make it go the other way. See, they can make crashes happen with their tools, or I can make the economy boom and do other things with their same tools without having to back it by gold or anything else. So I think he wants a weaker dollar. He's already said this probably 4 times now, like majorly publicly. And just recently he said it again about, a weaker dollar. We got to compete on the playing field, and a really, really strong dollar doesn't help. So again, I think he's going to ride that horse till it dies. And then maybe at that point, then maybe there's some kind of gold backing or something, but maybe not. We could go right to a crypto, system, and you don't have to have gold. You don't technically have to have gold as a backing.
The other thing this guy was speculating was that Trump would come out in his second term and announce that there are too many dollars in the underground economy, that there are drug lords in South America with trillions of dollars hidden. There are terrorists that have been, counterfeiting it and storing it up. And there's a criminal economy of people that don't pay taxes. So we're going to do away with paper money and go to cryptocurrency, and you'll have 1 year to turn in your legally earned $100 bills. And then we'll issue the new cryptocurrency to you, and you'll have to learn how to use that. And that will be such a boon to the taxpayer, because all that bad money will disappear because the drug lords won't turn it in and the terrorists won't turn it in. And people who are not paying taxes will have to pay taxes. So it will spread the tax burden around us all more fairly. I don't believe that. It just doesn't sound, I don't think people are ready for total adoption of cryptos yet. I think it's too soon.
Yeah, I would agree. It is too soon, but I mean, there could certainly be progress made in 2020 or 2021, but to just, of course, Trump's second term, another 4 years, that could put him out to 2023, 2024,
Yeah.
Before something would happen. But I don't know. Even White Dove, feels pretty certain that some kind of economic, the big problem won't be here till around that time, 2025 or so. And, it can go a number of ways. It just depends on who's in power. So if Trump's in power and the so-called, good guys are in power, then I don't see like the big crash and that kind of thing. But I think even though she feels that Trump or the system is going to be better, I should say, she was still feeling that a crash of some kind of epic proportions would come, but we got years, and her time frame was around 2025 if she, gets that right. But I don't know. It could be a gold-backed system. It could be a mixture of crypto plus, paper dollars and something else, or just straight up crypto. I don't know.
Okay. How about this? Now we're really going to speculate. And this is I'm putting up a graphic, a thumbnail for this on my channel that's called Hi-Ho Silver. All right. And this is just speculation. This is just what if. What if JP Morgan was really a lot smarter than we gave them credit for? And what if JP Morgan had been planning ahead, maybe decades? All right. We know that JP Morgan owns most of the silver in the world, that the physical silver, right? So if you look at who owns silver, the COMEX warehouses, that's JP Morgan and the other bankers on that.
Yeah.
And I know Bix has been big on them suppressing the price of silver, and he's a big silver guy. And I own some silver. I got some right here. I've got some. All right. What did we hear from Jamie Dimon like a year ago? He said, Bitcoin is a fraud, blockchain never happened. Don't trust it, right?
Yep.
What did they just announce recently? That they're coming out with their own.
That's right. Their own crypto.
And what if their plan was to back that crypto with silver? What if it was a commodities backed? We know they've already discussed backing it with gold and other commodities, but what if, since they've cornered silver, that they came out with a crypto that was silver backed, and they were able to tokenize silver. What if all the people that bought silver at $50 and $35 and $40 and now it's 15 have been tired of holding on to their silver, and suddenly JP Morgan is saying, hey, turn it in for cryptos. We'll give you $50, $60, even more. Turn it into this new cryptocurrency and you'll get your money back and then some. If that happened, JP Morgan would end up owning all the silver and then having a cryptocurrency that's actually backed by something that more people might trust. So they could end up in the catbird seat. What if they've been planning this all along?
Well, when you have someone like Jamie Dimon, who's the CEO, open his mouth and call it Bitcoin's a fraud, I'd fire any trader. I'd fire any trader if they were trading these cryptos. And then, oh, wait a minute, his daughter owns Bitcoin. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
No, wait, they just created their own cryptocurrency. That's funny. That should tell anybody that there's something huge going on behind the scenes, and JP Morgan is absolutely aware of it, and they are absolutely positioning themselves to deal with it. So yeah, you've got them creating a new crypto all of a sudden, and by chance we've got this huge amount of physical silver we've been storing all these years. There could be something to that.
Yep. And we know that the price of the silver is going to go up because it's needed for solar panels, cell phones, computer. There's any number of technologies that need silver, and there's a finite amount of silver. So they've cornered the silver market, but they've also leveraged themselves so that they've tokenized it and have a cryptocurrency that's based on that. And they're winning both ways.
That's it's a very possible.
Jamie Dimon and JP Morgan.
It's very possible. I mean, they're saying, well, it's going to be their crypto is supposed to be for bank-to-bank transactions and that kind of thing. But again, that could be the first story that we hear, and then all of a sudden later on, oh, well, we can also use it for this, and or even if it is for bank-to-bank transactions, just the fact that it's backed by silver, something that's backed by a hard commodity is always better than something that's not. Whether you needed it there or not, if you had a choice, I want the one that's backed by a hard asset. If I'm going to use it.
Well, there are 150 banks that have signed on with the JPM Coin, is what I just found out. So all the big banks, and probably, the big banks are on board with this. So they're making their move. Everybody says, well, what would the banker coin be? And then they'll also be using Ripple and Stellar. So they'll make a whole network of Ripple, Stellar, and the JP Morgan coin. What is Bix Weir going to say to that? Well, we won't allow them to do that. We won't buy their coin, or we'll shut them down somehow.
Well, here's what I've learned. People will say one thing and feel a certain way, but typically that's a very, 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 very small group of individuals or people across the planet. The rest of the world doesn't know about it, doesn't care about it, and they'll see their news and whatever crap on TV, and they'll just start using it. It'll be shoved down your throat. Here you go, you're using it, and they'll use it. They're not going to think twice. They're not going to think, oh, well, this is JP Morgan, or they don't know that. How many people, after the unbelievable amount of times Wells Fargo has raped and pillaged their customers financially, fraudulently, story after story. Oh my God, another one? Okay, that's the end of that. Oh my God, another one? You guys are back in the news again? Or Deutsche Bank, pick one.
Yeah.
Are people running from them? Right? No. All the Deutsche Bank, all the branches of these banks, they're all sticking around. There are people using them every day. They don't care. It's just like Facebook. They're spying on us. They're listening to you every second of every day. Your phone's on. You got the Facebook app. They are recording everything. Well, but it's so easy to use. My wife removed it off her phone and then put it back on. Yeah. Because on the website, even though I can go to the website on my phone, I don't have all the features that the app provides, and I need those features to communicate with people from the homeschool center and this and that, and it's just too convenient. So if a convenient world is always going to win. There's no one going to say, well, it's JP Morgan coin, so we're not going to use it. I wouldn't agree with that. I think if the club wants it to be used, the club is going to get it used. And you and I, as George Carlin said, it's a big effing club, but you and I ain't in it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, all of our subs together, you, me, Vix, and Bitcoin Ben, and a few others, we could boycott it. We're
Right.
dropping the bucket.
It'd be the equivalent of us saying, you know, I'm tired of being demonetized on YouTube. I'm tired of them not recommending my videos and hurting my channel. I'm going to go create my own video platform like, you know, 5 other people have already done. How are those video sites doing, by the way? Anyone hear about them anymore? No, because no one goes to them. It's like SGT report Sean said. It's like, okay, I'm going to go create my own island in the middle of the Pacific. You can't even see land around you. Everyone's over there. Why are we on this island over here with 5 of us? We need millions over here. Well, that's where they are. You got to go to them. So again, if that's the system, and all of a sudden the government with all their little buddies and backroom deals with JP Morgan, they may already have this set in stone.
Yeah. Well,
so
they're already planning. I've read some stuff that they're going to tokenize everything of value, artworks, so people can buy a tokenized, you know, a percentage of a famous artwork that they couldn't afford. Diamonds, gold, anything of value.
what if I found an old Spanish treasure chest full of coins? Could that be tokenized?
Yeah, we could do that. Let's do that. That would be that's good. I think that's there, you know.
I know. I saw your drawings on that, and I still can't. Everyone I talk to tell my little adventures out there. I'm like, you're not going to believe this. I was at the Ford dealer the other day. I wasn't looking at buying a new car. I was there for some other reason. And I see this $71,000 F-250 lifted brand new truck. I'm like, Jesus Christ, $71,000 for a car now or truck?
Yeah.
But while I was there waiting, I'm talking to the guy, and I'm like, yeah, I just got, I'm telling him some of the stuff I was just recently doing and where I was at, and, and then so he's asking, why are you over there? And I was like, well, I started telling him a little bit, what I was doing. And every time I'm like, well, I'm like, this is a little crazy. I don't know what you think about this, but I'm just going to tell you anyways. I know a guy that was trained by a special forces guy to remote view 20 years ago. He's been doing it for 20 plus years now. And he saw me out there searching for stuff, and I didn't even tell him that I was going to be doing that. And he saw me doing it. He described the hat I was wearing, everything. And this is what he told me he saw in this area somewhere. We're going to try to pinpoint where, but, this treasure basically. And there, the guy was kind of, very interested. And then his like finance guy comes out. He hears us talking. And, so they're asking a few questions, and it's neat. The whole remote viewing thing. Man, I wish I could do it. I wish so bad I could do that.
I was pretty amazed when I drew that country road in the mountains, and you sent me that shot that matched it exactly. That was like, oh yeah,
yeah, because there was basically we were already out there, and I said, well, we sent you guys a task basically, and it was on this one place we were looking at, just a close-up area of where we were like standing, and you kind of came back with that, and I'm like, oh wow, with a couple of different drawings. So I said, all right, we're going to take this vehicle, the Polaris I had, and I'm going to film us driving down the road, the dirt road, whatever, till we get up towards this mountain. And then when we're going to get up there, I'm going to pause it or stop, get the drone out, and just fly around the side of this mountain, because I think this is the area Dick Allgire may have seen, this real sharp inclination, this V he was telling me about with this natural cavern he thinks is there that's covered by rocks. Don't know what's in this thing. It's something different. But so I did it. And I'm like, here's the video. I wonder if it rings a bell. And he's like, he sends me back 2 still shots of the video, both videos. The one on the country road he drew in with the little mountain silhouette in the background. I mean, he got the exact shot. He drew it first, of course, before I sent him any video. And then the drone video, he's like, all right, I think it's over there. And I'm like, wow. And then when I looked at what he said, and a little sparse grass, he's like, there's not going to be grass or trees. There's very sparse trees in this one little area on the side of this mountain. And sure enough, there's that. I can see it with my drone. It was just amazing. Like I can't even think about it. Just, it makes me want to run back there like tomorrow.
I've always said the way to prove remote viewing is to go find something that's hidden, buried, that no one knows where it is, and go dig it up. So good luck. That would be good. And your people that are also helping you, Michelle, and the other people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be good. So let's wrap this up. We don't want to go too long. I just wanted to make that point to get people to think about JP Morgan. Look, people that run JP Morgan are not stupid. They're smart. These guys plan decades in advance. You don't get to be JP Morgan and own all the silver in the world without, just by accident. And these guys are thinking like, what if you knew that cryptos were going to be rolled out? What if you knew in advance that you could tokenize silver? You'd make a plan to do this, and you'd do it the way it looks like they're doing it.
Right. And they've been stockpiling that silver for many, many, many years now. Honestly, before crypto, I mean, yeah, sure, Bitcoin was already out and Litecoin, but no one was really into it. Not like now where it's gone leaps and bounds from where it was. They probably were planning on this a long time ago. And here's the other thing for anyone that thinks, well, we won't use theirs or whatever, or we'll create our own. And listen, the government is going to go with JP Morgan over you, me, some new company we create, anything else. They'll never pick us because in their mind, JP Morgan, they've got this great stature. They've been working with government for over 100 years. And, of course, they're already in finance. They've got all the licensing they would ever need for finance. Oh, you jabroni and your new company, we're not going with you. We're going with the known brand, JP Morgan. And you would argue all day long, well, but they've been in trouble and they've rigged stuff and they got caught. Doesn't matter. They're always going to get picked.
That's the game. That's the way the game is played. Anyway, what we try to say, we try to give information on our channel that makes you think, like makes you maybe look at the world, and it can be a little uncomfortable sometimes. Like, well, yeah, I don't want to believe that, but it kind of makes sense. And just to help people make a decision that can put them in a better place in their lives. And we all agree, you, me, Bitcoin Ben, all of us, that cryptos are a good investment and that this is going to change our lives for the better. And they're going to roll these out. Cryptos are going to be rolled out, and we want to have some.
Right. And people are only looking this far in front. Oh, it's down today. Oh, it's up today. Oh, it's down today. Oh, it's up today. It's like, don't get caught up in that. Yeah. I mean, if you're a day trader or any kind of trader, fine, but don't get upset when it goes one way or the other. You're trading, you're getting in and out. But the long-term picture is that's when we're all going to be happy. We're not going to care what the price did in 2018, 2019, or even 2020. Like when it gets to where we need it to get to, that's all that's going to matter. It's like building a nest egg for 15 or 20 years of your life to retire and then say, oh, yeah, we had this crash one time, then it went up and it crashed. But at the end of the day, it was stair-stepped all the way to the top. And some of us are going to be, generational wealth, kind of a thing created, and sit back and say, hey, I told you guys, I've been doing these YouTube videos, telling you about it. I don't care about this coin or that coin. And, in the near term, it's meaningless to me.
There will come a time when people are begging you to tell them how to set up a wallet and how to get it on an exchange. How do I get this? And it might be too late then.
Yeah, well, that's how it goes. When the mom and pop, population come in, that's usually the sign that it's over. That's at the end of its cycle. Yeah.
All right, Jay Snip, nice to talk with you. And
definitely.
Good luck on your treasure. Let me know if I can help anymore.
I may be putting a couple little things together. I know you guys have been busy lately too, so I'm like, there's no hurry, not right now. But I'm like, I might want to send a couple. There's one in particular I want to send, so I may have to send something over to Ed or one of them and let them create a task out of it. And it's basically, I have a picture of an area, and I want to know, is there something here or not? And it's a pretty simple thing. I don't know, maybe the right questions to ask other than, is there something of value, or would you say, take me back to the time when someone was here working the site. What were they doing? Why were they doing it?
Yeah. The one thing, and I know your other people have told you that, I would caution, is that there's some really bad energy associated with that gold and that treasure, because people died and people were subjugated and people were enslaved, and there were reparations back and forth. There's a really long history of that stuff. So do some cleansing and try to do some good with it.
Yeah, we've got that figured out. If we ever get something, we already determined this will be like a humanitarian, gift kind of a thing.
All right. Nice talking with you. We'll do it more often.
All right. Take care.